Ready.
You're listening to Keeping It 100 with Mel and Bruce, sponsored by the 100 Black Men of Las Vegas. What they see is what they'll be. I'm Mel Tiller, your host. I am thrilled to be with you today, and I have a special guest. This lady is making noise all over the country. You are going to be thrilled to hear about what she does, the kind of impact that she's having. I am thrilled to have her on board. Ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer J. Jackson. Jennifer, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. Excited to be here.
Oh, we're very excited because you and your company, you are bringing the Stellar Awards to Las Vegas and to the nation. Tell us what we can expect for this year's Stellar Awards.
Right. So we're super excited to be back in Vegas. We've been on a hiatus from Vegas because of COVID. We were supposed to be here in March of 2020, and a week or two before the show was supposed to happen, we, like many others, we had to shut things down, and so we had to move into some smaller venues, and so now we're back in 2023 at the Orleans Areana in a much bigger venue, able to accommodate so many more people.
And fabulous Orleans Arena, yes, huge arena, lots of people, very exciting.
Yeah, really, really exciting. And so we can't wait for those doors to open this coming Saturday. And, as well as on Friday, we also have our pre-show here at the showroom at the Orleans. But we're actually getting started, I want to say, this Wednesday with a community event here in Vegas. And also on Thursday and Friday, we have a number of other events that are happening over at the Palms. And we also have a celebrity basketball game taking place on Thursday night with a lot of gospel music artists, performers, and pastors. And so I am really excited to see their basketball skills. Okay, because we got some real basketball players here right now in Vegas. I didn't know that the NBA Summer League was taking place here right now. But we're going to have our own version of an all-star game with
Wait a minute, Jennifer, you're having a celebrity basketball game and you didn't invite me? I'm just gonna tell you, they are lucky that you did not invite me, because I would be showing them. I put on a show. I'm just telling you.
Okay, next year.
All right.
Don't forget, you said this is being recorded. So.
I am going to hold you to that. Okay, give us some dates. This is radio. Please give us some dates. When we're going to actually film the show, when the show will be on TV, all of that, because everybody needs to know what's going to be happening with the Stellar Awards. And then we want to talk about why everybody should come, and then why the nation should tune in.
Right, exactly. So we are taping the show this Saturday, July 15th, here at the Orleans Arena, which is where I'm at now. We actually started loading in yesterday for the show. It's about a 7-day process. And so doors open, I believe, at 4 p.m. and the show starts at 4:30. And we have an incredible lineup with Jonathan McReynolds.
Love Jonathan.
Yeah, I love him too. And Tasha Cobbs Leonard. Yeah, premier worship leader. Yes, super awesome. And then we also have some really incredible performances. We just added, as you may know, Kirk Franklin is going out on a major tour.
Yes.
And so we just added him to the show, Kirk Franklin.
Kirk lights it up. Kirk he simply lights it up. Yes. Glad you're going to be having him. Love Jonathan McReynolds. What a pretty voice. I heard that voice the first time and I was like, who is this guy?
No, man. Super smooth.
Beautiful voice. Yes.
Right. It touches your heart.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I mean, great guy. You feel like he is so authentic when he does what he does. And as you said, it is super smooth, super clear. He has a great instrument.
Yes,
Love
yeah,
hearing Jonathan McReynolds.
yeah. He
Yes.
tells his truth through his music, and I think I want to say his latest piece of work is titled "My Truth." I want to say, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm really looking forward to him. Who else are you gonna have?
Okay, so David and Tamala Mann are both performing with Kirk Franklin.
Okay,
Um,
great. Love them.
Yep. In addition to that, we have a special tribute to a special honor uh, to Miss CeCe Winans.
Ah, yes.
Mhm.
Cece. Cece.
Yeah.
Love CC, another beautiful voice, iconic, legendary performer. She and her brother BB, they just changed gospel
Mm.
music.
Yes.
They've
Yeah.
done some great things. So this award is absolutely deserved, and I'm looking forward to seeing her. Listen, I love the Stellar Awards. Love what you guys have been doing with it
Mhm.
because these great artists, they deserve a bigger stage.
Absolutely. And that's what we're here for, is to provide a platform for the masses. And so we want to reach, everyone here in this country, but not only in this country, but in other countries as well. And so allows for our platform allows for people to, in all parts of this country and all parts of each and every single major city
Yes,
um, in the US, from Chicago to LA, with our broadcast syndication. And now we actually have our own stellar network.
I
Our-
saw that. I saw that.
yeah.
Tell me exactly what that means and how that changes the game.
Yeah. So what that means is that we now have um, our own cable network, which we have been working so very hard um, to get launched. And so what that means is that now more eyeballs can see us. And that's the goal. It is to reach as many people as you possibly can. And so right now with our distribution, we are on Charter Spectrum. So we're distributed on every single channel that Charter Spectrum has, as well as Verizon Fios. And then we're also on Xumo Play as well. And then we are in the midst of working on other platforms to get on other platforms. But in addition to that, we haven't given up on our what we call broadcast syndication. So to make sure that we're in every single city possible for people to see us. And then additionally, we will be airing on the BET network again I want to say it's August the 6th. Well,
August the 6th.
mhm.
On August 6th, people are going to be able to see the Stellar Awards and they're going to be able to see all of these fantastic gospel artists that you all are featuring. Give me some more artists who are going to be on.
Yeah, so before I give you more artists, the Stellar Awards will actually premiere on the Stellar Network on July 30th. And
Ah,
so, right, so if you are in a market that has Charter Spectrum or Verizon Fios, that is where you'll be able to see the premiere of the Stellar Awards. Just
that is very exciting. Now, is this going to be the first show that this particular company produces and allows everybody to see?
no, not the first one. And so we're in the middle of a soft launch. And so we have other programs that are airing
Yes.
on the Stellar Network. And so our Mentoring Kings and Mentoring Queens show, which I could talk about a little bit later on, our Black Music Honors program, which premiered during Black Music Month in June. Our Black College Quiz Series, America's Black Forum. So we have a number of other programs that are airing on the Stellar Network. But I don't want to forget to mention some of the other artists who are performing on the
Yes.
Stellar Awards. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of a rundown on that.
All
So
right.
So for the CC, in tribute to CC Winans, we have the fabulous voices of Doe.
Okay.
We also have Naomi Raines, who is the female lead from Maverick City.
Okay, love that. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and she actually will be doing one of her brand new singles as well in a separate performance on the show. And then we also have Natalie Grant, who is going to pay tribute to CC Winans as well. And then in addition to that, we also have on the show, and for whatever, so fortunately, somebody just sent me a list because I was like, I'm drawing to like, oh, I don't even know how I could pick Pastor Mike Jr. He is incredible.
All right. Yeah.
Stage
Okay.
performance is one absolutely not to miss. In addition to that, we have Sicardi Cortez, who
Yes. Very familiar with him. He did some great things with John P. Key. One of my favorite songs. He is featured on it. So yeah, Sicardi, he lights the place up. Very excited about him. Yeah,
it's his time now. Yeah, now it's his time. And so I had always been like, when is Sicardi going to get his own time? He's always singing with other people, for other people, backing other people up. And his voice is just so phenomenal. I'm like, well, when is it going to be his turn? And so this
because
is his turn.
because I've heard him. I've heard him a number of times, and when he comes in, he's so distinctive. You just ask yourself, who is that guy?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Who is that guy? So I'm really thrilled that he's finally stepping out and doing his own thing because he deserves the stage. His voice deserves the spotlight. That's wonderful that we're going to be hearing from him as the solo artist.
Yeah. And so in addition to that, we have Kelly, her married name. She's going to be performing with Pastor Mike with their hit song Miracles. In addition to that, Miranda Curtis is also performing. In addition to that, another person who is finally getting their chance to be on the main stage is Tim Bowman Jr., who has been around for such a long time. I want to say that he's Vicki Winans' nephew, and he has a fabulous single out that is just, it's going to be super cool to see this come to life on stage.
Yeah, he's very good. Yes, I'm familiar with him. Yeah.
And then in addition to that, we have Dottie Peoples, who will be performing.
Love Dottie. Love Dottie. Now you're talking about gospel music royalty. Okay?
Yeah.
Dottie Peoples, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard Dottie Peoples, you want to watch the show. She's worth watching the show all by herself.
And wait until you see it, because it's in tribute to Reverend Milton Bigham. So the founder and creator of Mississippi Mass Choir, Georgia Mass Choir, all of these different mass choirs. And so you want to talk about going back and taking you to church. The tribute to him is going to take us all to church. I cannot wait.
Listen, I love that. And listen, if you love traditional gospel singing, because we have a lot of different styles and all of it's good, but if you love traditional gospel singing, you love Dottie Peoples.
Yeah, I think that in this case, that if you just love music, it's gonna touch your heart no matter who you are, whether you like hip hop or pop or whatever. It is going to touch you in a way that people haven't been touched, I think, in a long time.
I am so looking forward to this. Tell us who else is going to be on.
So in addition to that, we have on our Emerging Voices stage, we have Lena Miles. She's been in this business for a long time, and so she is now finally getting a chance to be on our Emerging Voices stage. And so super excited about that. And then we have an international young woman who is going to be on our Emerging Voices stage from South Africa. She goes by, I believe it's pronounced Clay, but it's spelled HLE. And if you like traditional music, you are gonna love her. You're gonna love her.
So it sounds like you all are going to be putting on a stellar show for the Stellar Awards. We are so looking forward to this. Now, as the executive vice president, you are in the middle of everything, making sure this happens, making sure that everything comes off the way it's supposed to come off. I love having exceptional Black people on our show. More than that, I love having exceptional Black women on our show because sisters are doing it. And sisters are showing how wonderful and magnificent and how skilled they are on television, in corporate America, in politics, simply across the board. So tell us how you got from where you started to where you are now, and so impacting our culture in the way you do.
Yeah, so my route is a little bit, I call it untraditional. However, I do think that my story can impact young women of color in that. So I was a big, grew up, I'm a person who just loved numbers. And so I majored in accounting in college.
Okay, all
And
right.
so that was my thing. I was going to be an accountant. That, I was going to be an accountant.
Yeah.
And so I was very clear about that. So graduated accounting degree, went to work for a public accounting firm. After my first year, actually, I am related to the owner and founder of the Stellar Awards, Don Jackson. And him and his wife, my Aunt Rosemary, they're like, oh, can you come over, and work for us and do our accounting?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I really want to stick it out with where I am. I had no desire to work with family, being in the same space with family, no desire whatsoever. And so I politely said no. And then I worked another year at the public accounting firm, got promoted into a senior position. And then they asked me again. And for some reason, I said yes. I don't remember why I said yes, but I said yes. And so I started at this company, actually doing all of the books. And so everything from A to Z, from invoicing to payables to I could, build financial statements. And so my training ground was working at a public accounting firm and seeing all of the different ways that people compile their financial information, gave me that particular skill set. And so what makes my route a little bit untraditional is that I would see all of the expenses that would go into building a production. And I'd be like, well, what's this for? And what is that for? And why are we paying this? And what is this for? And so I learned all of the different things that it took financially to build a show.
Yes.
And so one of the things that happened, I would always say, oh, I would never do that. I would never want to do that. And all of my never would want to do that became doors that would open. And so a door opened where one of our producers left, and we hired another producer, and I thought, wow, that's not really working out for us. And so I just walked through that door and just took over producing, and it was something I said I never wanted to do.
Yeah.
Then all of these doors they would just open and I would just walk right through. So I was the person, or I've been the person who say, I really don't want that responsibility. I really don't want to do that. But then the door would open and I would just walk right through. And so that has been my pathway, has been doors that open, walking through and taking the opportunity. I'm doing the best that I can. Production is kind of like, I call it a puzzle. And you need all of these puzzle pieces, which are people and vendors and talent, to build a show. And you really need each every single piece in order for things to work. And so I kind of see things as puzzles, and I love puzzles, by the way, as a huge puzzle, and finding all of the right people to help us to build, great programming. And so my pathway has been, um, ultimately, it is walking through those doors and saying, well, I can do this. I have all of the skill sets. I may have not have known it in the months prior or years prior. But because I'm just paying attention, staying focused, asking questions, and being present. I think that's another thing, is that I think that it's important uh, for people to be present in what they do for a living, to be present with the people that they work with, and being a part of different organizations, and just being present, so people, and it's for me, it wasn't intentional. It's just a part of who I am, is being present, which I think is the polite thing to do. But what I found in that is that being present also shows people that you're there for them and you're going to get it done for them. And so if there's any piece of advice that I can give someone, is to be present in what you do and what you do in life, no matter whether it's business, family, friends. Be present, show up, be on time. As my dad would say, you're late if you're on time. And so
Yes, yes.
and so that has, stayed true to me. And so being respectful is being on time or being a little bit early, and being kind. I really do believe in being kind, because I do believe that what you put out is what you get back. And so being conscious with your mind of your thoughts as well, and just thinking positively, and even positive with even your thoughts about other people. So just be conscious of what you're thinking and what you're saying, because it ends up being reciprocated. And so definitely have witnessed that in my life.
I absolutely love your story. Walk through the door and be present. So tell me, you've told us that it takes about 7 days on site to put the production together.
Mhm.
How long have you actually been working on the show behind the scenes?
I would say probably about 11 months. Yeah,
Okay.
and so it starts with so we've actually had this date on hold. I've had this date on hold at the arena for actually a couple of years. And so the first step is finding a venue and putting dates on hold, because one thing that's unique about for a show like this is that we really need about 7 days. And so finding a venue that can give you that amount of time is super important, because people come in and they have a concert here and there. And so you may be able to find a venue that has 3 days or 4 days.
Yes.
And so, but you need to really find something that will give you the space and the accommodations for 7 days. And then for all the other ancillary things like our red carpet, which we have a huge tent built outside in the Orleans parking lot, because it's so hot out. We needed a place. It needed to be air conditioned.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And so we had to build I know ginormous isn't a word, but I'm going to use it. We had to build a ginormous tent in order to accommodate all of the talent that is coming to Stellar, whether they're on the show or not on the show. But this was like a big family reunion for people in this industry.
Yes, yes. So let me ask you this question. Are you the go-to person for this particular production? I mean, are you responsible for every single thing that occurs?
I am responsible for making sure that we have the right people
Yes.
to make certain things happen. So we probably have about 15 different department heads.
Mhm.
Whether it's I have another producing partner. His name is Michael Johnson, producer and director of the show. And so we share a lot of the responsibilities. And Don, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Don Jackson, who is the founder and executive producer. And so he essentially approves everything that we do from, we have discussions with him early on about who we want to see on the show. And so we kind of go back and forth and try and balance out who's going to be on the show. And so he's definitely a part of that discussion. But from the lighting to audio to script to booking the talent to the video team to, I mean, there's so many different teams on this show. And so I have I am a go-to person, but I do have a lot of people who do a lot of the heavy lifting in very specific areas for the show.
I'm always so interested in the background of what it takes to put a show like this on, because you're bringing people together from all over the country.
Yes.
And you're bringing them together at a specific time to do a very specific thing. And you take all of these puzzle pieces and put them together. And at the end, you are planning, and your goal is to have that magic. And I always love talking to those people behind the scenes who put that magic together and make it happen. And you, Jennifer Jackson, are one of those folks. We have loved having you on the show. Thank you so much for being so gracious and all of your time. What would you like to leave our listening audience with?
I'd like to leave them with come on out and support these amazing artists. The best thing that we can do is just to spread the word. And we want to grow this genre, and we want to make it available to as many people and touch as many people as we possibly can. So come on out to Vegas and join us for a really good, wholesome time. We're family friendly. And so we're a safe space to, to bring the whole family to. And we're going to be here Thursday through Saturday with tons of events planned. And so you can go to our website at stellarawards.com. And on there, you'll find our Stellar Awards Plus link to find out about all of the extracurricular activities. We have an unplugged concert event with Red Hands on Friday night over at the Palms, which is going to be super sensational. But you can get a list of all of those things on our website. And then definitely you can go to Ticketmaster to get tickets for our pre-show on Friday night and for the main show on Saturday. We can't wait to have you.
This is going to be fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. The Stellar Awards are in Las Vegas, and the entire world will be seeing the results of these great performers. They'll be seeing the results of this woman's leadership, all of her skills put into this. This is going to be fantastic. And young ladies, I want you to understand that if Jennifer Jackson can do it, you can too. If she
Absolutely.
can make a difference in our culture and in the world, so can you.
Absolutely, no doubt.
You've been listening to Keeping It 100 with Mel and Bruce, sponsored by the 100 Black Men of Las Vegas. What they see is what they'll be. I'm Mel Tiller, your host, and that's Keeping It 100.